had to. Whew, here we go. What's up? Hey, Leota, what's going on? Notice anything different? Okay, I'm trying to adjust the hair. Oh, how's everyone doing? Welcome back to the Den of Shenanigans. Episode 2 of the DoS Codpast, where we will be talking about the Fast and Furious franchise, leading into a small review of F9, plus the Jurassic World Dominion preview that was shown before it in IMAX, as well as doing a little mini review of the new Amazon movie, The Tomorrow War, which I watched this morning. So, yeah, if you look underneath, like in my About Me, there's a little stream avatar, a little box. You can scroll through and pick your favorite avatar. Yoda is here to listen. You are also here to converse. That's what the chat's for. We can always talk. That didn't work. Okay, there we go. So, how you doing today? Yeah, we're gonna kind of take it slow before we dive into this, cause I'm nervous. I'm not big on cars. One thing that anyone will tell you about me is when it comes to cars, I know nothing. I'm Jon Snow. I don't know shit. But if I talk, I won't shut up. And converse, engage, talk, and finish making a flyer for my birthday tournament I'm hosting. Birthday tournament? What? That is so cool. When is this taking place? I might have to jump in for that. Okay. But anyway, Fast and Furious. Franchise that started in, I believe, 2001. And the first 3 movies, July 18th. Cool. It's on Fightcade 2. Okay. So, yeah. I want to say the first 4 films focused on street racing, and then they got more into more like action, adventure, heist. Let's see how much we could top the previous film in terms of that shit can never happen. But they're fun popcorn flicks, and sometimes that's all you need. You don't need anything thought heavy. You don't need anything. Look here, bitch. I got so tired after the 5th. That's fair. Let's see. 6 to me is my favorite. Fast and Furious 6 is my favorite. 7, they should have ended it there. They should have ended it. And it was a good send off. What up, fool? What up, fool? Eight was an interesting one. It wasn't bad, but it was kind of a step down in terms of, I don't want to say quality, but it wasn't as good as 5, 6, and 7. Then we had Hobbs and Shaw, which is probably my favorite in the series, and it's a spinoff. Starring The Rock and Jason Statham and Idris Elba, who was fan-freaking-tastic in that. Idris Elba makes a fantastic villain. I'm just saying. He is awesome. I love him. But, The Fast and Furious had two movies back to back that were not great. But, what we can do is we'll go down the line of each film. I'm not the expert on these movies. I don't know anything about the cars. As casual as you can get. I'm just doing this because I kind of want to do a small review on F9. So this is completely a test stream. So get that. Sarah, are you a Charizard? Are you a purple Charizard? Why is your name all the way up there? That is so weird. Oh well, it don't work. It don't hurt. Okay. I don't know. It felt like it just lost the streetwise, relatable sort of vibe to it. That now it's just all familia action packed, like bomb explosions, which is not wrong. Not wrong. But the first film I remember watching with my brother for the first time, back when it first came out on DVD. But now I'm looking through all of them because you have shinies. Hey, I didn't. If I have shinies, cool. I didn't do anything about that. I just saw the list and I was like, ooh, get, ooh, get, ooh, get, ooh, get. Then turn around, I have 800 avatars. Whoops. So, but anyway, I've always liked Fast and Furious. Even though I don't know shit about cars, I've always thought the films were enjoyable and entertaining. I think heist films are a guilty pleasure of mine because I don't give them enough love or enough credit. And the races are cool. Yeah, I'm that basic of a bitch. The races are cool. But you know, you got Vin Diesel, you got Paul Walker, rest in peace. Get to that in a minute. Michelle Rodriguez, Jordana Brewster. Not really familiar with a lot of the other actors from the original film, but whatever. I thought it was really good. Good story. Too Fast, Too Furious was an interesting follow-up. Because, you know, Brian's on the run, so he runs to the other side of the country, to Miami. Gets arrested, gets pulled into do an undercover gig, again, because that's apparently his shtick, to try to bring down this crime lord. Which is apparently a running theme of Fast and Furious. Who knew? But we're introduced to Roman Pierce and Tej, played by Tyrese and Ludacris, who are easily my two favorite characters in the franchise. Their dynamic between the two. Oh, you have the pretty little bird. Yeah, it's weird. I have the Galalan, the Sword and Shield Pokemon, but it doesn't have X and Y and Sun and Moon. I've got gens 1 through 5 and then 8. So, okay, whatever. All I'll say is I got a selection. So, and I think my friend's pissed because I'm doing a podcast without him. Oops. They are the best characters in the franchise. They are. They are so funny together. They may not have made them yet. Well, they need to hurry up because I need my Tyrantrum. Try to make this man happy. I'm sorry. But anyway, my problem with Too Fast, Too Furious is the dialogue is too street heavy. Like, they're trying to make, like, just, I don't know, it just felt weird, felt forced. But it's so funny. It's so dumb. I like Too Fast, Too Furious, but at the same time, I don't. It's weird. Then we have Tokyo Drift, which one of my friends loves that movie. I personally hate its existence. I don't mind Tokyo. I love the introduction of Han. And I like how it focused more on like showcasing drifting instead of just your typical street race. That was cool. The main actor's accent is so hick heavy and so thick in the hick. Ugh. Anytime he opened his mouth, I just wanted to like, nope, I'm not listening to you. But I haven't seen it since the first time I watched it, back when it came out. So I probably should give it a revisit. I do want to rewatch the Fast and Furious franchise, so I might suck it up and watch it too. Then we have Fast and Furious, which is Fast and Furious 4. To me, that's the most underrated film in the franchise. It brings back Vin Diesel as a main character. It brings back Paul Walker. It brings back Jordana Brewster. And I loved it. It shows the awkwardness between, like Paul, like Brian, in Fast and Furious after it was revealed he was a cop. And the dynamic between him and Dom trying to rebuild that friendship and trust. And by the end of it, they were like buddy buddy, kind of. And then Dom gets arrested, and Brian and Mia lead the track to break him out. Enter Fast Five, where they drift away from racing and focus on more of an action adventure heist film. There's racing in it, but it's not as prominent in it. But this also introduces the over-the-top stunts and scenarios, like dragging the safe all through the city and on the bridge. And that being said, we are introduced to Hobbs, the Rock, drifting away from their problems like yee. So, plus it has one of my favorite fights in the series, The Rock versus Vin Diesel. Hopefully we get another fight in the future. Get to that in a minute. But I liked Fast Five. Like, it was hilarious. The dynamic between, because it brought back Tej and Roman. It brought back Han, which is weird because Tokyo Drift takes place after 6. Get to that in a minute. And one thing I forgot to mention about Fast and Furious, it introduces Gal Gadot's character, Giselle. Yeah, Wonder Woman was in Fast and Furious before she became Wonder Woman. A lot of people forget that. So, it brought back everyone from previous films that was a part of the crew to pull off this one big ass job, stealing $100 million from the guy who practically runs Brazil. To be honest, I did like Tokyo Drift. See, a lot of people tend to do. That was a weird statement. Whatever. I just remember not liking the main character and thinking, this doesn't have any of the main characters. This isn't as good. And then, oh my god, his accent is killing me. So, like I said, I plan to rewatch the series, and that includes Tokyo Drift. So I'm hoping to have more of a pleasant experience rewatching it, because I haven't seen it since it came out. And that was Tokyo Drift. That was 2006. So, we'll see. I'm hoping I like it more. Yeah. And then Fast and Furious 6 introduces Luke Evans as... Crap, what's his name? Something Shaw. It's not Decker Shaw, that's Luke Evans. Owen Shaw, that's what it was. And Fast and Furious 6 is my favorite film in the franchise. Yeah, like it brings Lady back, who was in Fast and Furious, but was killed off because she was working undercover for Brian, and whew, that was fun. But she comes back. Turns out she's got amnesia, can't remember shit. So she's working for the bad guys, and then halfway through the film, she switches teams. And Gina Carano, who is, most people know her now as the girl from The Mandalorian, who recently got fired, for which that's a whole other shtick. And that Gina's character and Michelle Rodriguez had probably the best fight in that series, like in that film. So, but and then it had Fast and Furious 6 posed. I can't talk, guys. I'm sorry, I'm nervous. How long was that fucking runway? Because in the movie, at like the big climactic scene at the end, they're driving down a runway trying to bring down a plane, and not just a small plane, like a big cargo plane. And they keep this plane from taking off, and it's a good 20 plus minute chase scene. So, how long was that runway? So that was a bit much, but it had a lot of cool scenes in it. We lost Gal Gadot, like her character died in that, so yeah. You know what? I'm gonna pause for a second. I know some of y'all haven't seen Fast and Furious. Leota, you said you stopped at 5. If I'm spoiling shit, I'm sorry. I'll try to keep the spoilers on a minimum. I'll be honest, I've been nervous about doing this all day. Uh, because the main focus was, to review F9 and the Jurassic World Dominion preview, and now Tomorrow War. And in my head, I thought it'd be cool to just talk about the Fast and Furious franchise. Yeah, let's talk about a franchise that you just casually enjoy. Yeah, let's do that, Nate. Sounds good. So, if it sounds like I'm rambling, one, I am. Two, I'm sorry. This is primarily a test run to see how it goes. Like, I've got plans for, I've got like 50 things I'm planning on, plus reviews of whatever movie comes out. So, like, next weekend is Black Widow, so I'm going to try to do a review of Black Widow. So, that one will be fun. But a part of me feels like I need to have like a written out script for this instead of just yapping and yapping and yapping and yapping like a damn Pomeranian. So, but if you don't mind if you don't mind the free form, like the free fall, just talk going, cool. But I suck at ad libbing, guys. Like, I suck at improv. Oh, what? Wait. Why are you oh hoing? Why are you oh hoing? Why oh ho? Ho ho? Is ho ho on here? What? Why are you freaking out on me? You review the batch of Marvel shows after they finish? Ooh. See, I'm already too behind then. So, fuck. Um, Loki does finish up. Not next Wednesday, but following Wednesday. Uh, so maybe. You're, you're not a Pomeranian, you're too nice. Okay. But, anyway, we'll get back to that in a minute. I want to at least finish the Fast and Furious stuff so I can get to the F9 review. Um, Furious 7. The film, it shouldn't have ended. Because, says the man who's going over a 9 movie franchise. 10 because Hobbs and Shaw's in it, so that makes it a 10 film. Franchise. I'm not good at words. I don't words. But, halfway during filming for Furious 7, we lost Brian, like Paul Walker, to a one car accident. I'm already two behind. Oh, no, come on. Hey, that's on you. And I remember I had my sister and her. I think they were boyfriend and girlfriend at the time. No, they were married. They were married at the time. I had my sister and her husband over. We were hanging out watching a movie, and I'm on my computer, just dicking around. And I'm reading an article saying Paul Walker was killed in a car accident. I'm thinking, okay, this has to be a hoax, right? This has to be a hoax, right? It wasn't. And that just completely destroyed how we were feeling that day because we were devastated. Because you never like seeing that someone dies. But when it's an actor in one of the franchises that you enjoy watching, and he died in such a horrible way, it's devastating. And it's sad. But seeing, like, Vin Diesel's reaction, Tyrese's reaction, and just everyone who was involved in the Fast and Furious films, It was really sad. Uh, Vin Diesel, like, there's a story that Vin Diesel went to Paul Walker's family, to his mom, during the grieving and everything, and gave her a hug, and Vin Diesel's crying his eyes out. And she's not, or something like that. And he goes, like, how are you not, like, I'm so sorry. She says, I'm so sorry. And he looks at her confused and says, why are you apologizing to me? You lost your son. Yes, you lost your second half. Because Paul Walker and Vin Diesel were, like, outside of Fast and Furious, they were really good friends. So, like, that was rough. And it, for some reason, it hit me hard. Just, I'm gonna let y'all know something. I'm a little crybaby bitch when it comes to certain things. When Furious 7 was coming out in theaters, it was the Tuesday before it came out. One of my friends had won a special screening, like 2 tickets to a special screening for the film, like 3 days before it released. And he said, "Do you want to go?" I said, "Yeah." So we went to Chick-fil-A to eat, and then we went to the theater out here to go see it. And first off, love the movie. Aside from the fact that Jason Statham's character randomly does not appears to show up at every single scene they're at. Everything they're doing, he just magically, here I am, which felt weird to me. But the movie was good. I liked it a lot. But that beach scene at the end of the movie, when everything's all said and done and they're wrapping it up, the crew is watching Brian and Mia play with their kid. And, like, Tyrese's character, he's yapping on, and Taz says, why don't you just shut your mouth for a minute and watch? And so he's sitting there watching Brian play with the kid, and it's like, beautiful. He doesn't belong in this life. Kind of like a send off. And that whole scene, that was not Brian. I mean, God, it was Brian. It wasn't Paul Walker. That was his brother Cody. Half the film they had to replace with Cody, Brian's brother. Paul, not Brian. Damn. Um. So Cody stood in for Paul, and they CGI'd Paul's face on it. And there's a lot of throwbacks to the original film. Like talking about this tuna sandwich that was god awful, but he just ate it so he could see Mia. Blah blah blah. During the beach scene, they're talking like he needs out of this life. Dom gets up and walks towards the car, and Ramsey, the new addition to the team, Molly Killer, thank you for the bits. Hello, hello. Hope you're ready to cry because I'm about to drop a bit here in a sec. Um, Ramsey asked Dom, "Don't you want to say goodbye?" And like, Mole, I'm good. How are you doing? I realize that's Mole instead of Molly. I apologize. Hey, you figured out the shout out. Good job. Let's see. Last played Majora's Mask. Awesome. But Dom says it's never really goodbye, and then the song, God, it's about to hit me now. Uh, See you again starts playing. 6 hours of Majora's Mask and got me exhausted. Yeah, everyone who's brand new to the stream, if you look down below, like on my info, there's a little stream avatar box that you can pick your avatar. So have fun with that. Alcohol, yo. Well, the entire time I'm watching this scene, I'm starting to tear up because I know what happened behind the scenes of making this film. And the way they did that scene was so good. And that song, I'm sitting there with my friend watching this film for the first time, and I'm crying my fucking eyes out. And then you hear Vin Diesel's character give a little monologue about how, I live my life a quarter mile at a time, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter where you're at. It doesn't matter how far apart we are. You will always be my brother. And the film ends with Brian pulling up beside Dom. You're not going to say goodbye? And the way the shot is, it looks like there's like a glow behind Brian. And looking at it, you can tell they pasted Paul's face on Cody, and the film ends with the two cars driving away. And first time watching that, I lost it. I was gone. And to this day, that scene still gets me going. Like, it still hits me. But they should have ended it there. I love the films. I love every single one of them. They should have stopped at Furious 7. Because Fate of the Furious felt like a step down. It was good. Vin Diesel has a heel turn, and he's basically the bad guy for the whole film. And, there's a good explanation for that, and it makes sense, but it's just, I don't know. Like, the movie was good, but this was also back when there was this big conflict between Vin Diesel and The Rock. Which, if you notice, if you've seen Fate of the Furious, there's no scene where Vin and Dwayne are on the same shot together. They're always either in different vehicles or just one's over here, one's over here. And Tyrese got in the middle of it. It was pretty nasty for a while. And then we got the reason behind said feud, Hobbs and Shaw. Which, to me, is my favorite Fast and Furious movie. Like, overall. Like, out of all of them. Like, out of the mainstay, like the main lineup, 6 is my favorite. But overall, Fast and Furious, it's Hobbs and Shaw. The dynamic between The Rock and Jason Statham, to me, is better than Roman and Tej, because they're just funny. With The Rock and Jason Statham, you have two alphas. Like they're constantly at butting heads with one another. and it's funny. And it had Kevin Hart in it in a cameo. It had Ryan Reynolds in a cameo, which was like they were both funny. But it also introduces a sci-fi element because Idris Elba's character is essentially a super soldier. So that's interesting. But it was good. Like it was very I enjoyed that very much. Plus it had one of my favorite wrestlers, Roman Reigns, in a non-speaking role, but he did fight alongside The Rock and that was pretty cool. They carried they kept the what's the word? Where like the theme of like impossible stunts where they had like 5, 6 trucks attached to each other trying to take down a helicopter. That was fun. But yeah, that was yeah, and that's everything that's out so far. Now for F9, which before I get into F9, for those who were fortunate and lucky enough to see F9 in IMAX, you were graced with a special 5-minute preview for Jurassic World Dominion. Ow. I gotta get used to that. But, a friend of mine and I went to see F9 in IMAX specifically to see that scene, that preview. And when I sit here and tell you I wasn't disappointed, oh, I was not disappointed. I have struggled to tell people, to not tell people about that scene all week because I've been waiting for this. And now I can spill. So I hope you're ready. So, the premise is, and the big theory is, the scene that we got at the beginning of F9 was the opening scene to Dominion. Meaning the film starts 65 million years ago in the Cretaceous period and then transitions to modern day. So it starts with, if I believe right, they were Camarasaurus, which is a subspecies of sauropods like the Brachiosaurus, long necks. Um, you know, the whole thing about this was it was essentially like a nature documentary. There was no talking, there was no narration. It was just footage of dinosaurs in their natural habitat, just living. And it was beautiful. Like, it starts with. Here's a joke for you. It starts with a sunset. No, a sunrise. Starts with a sunrise. Sun's coming up behind trees and a mountain. I think there's a mountain there. But the way the camera, like the way the shot was, I fully expected Circle of Life to start playing. And I was kind of disappointed. Oh, I'm pissed now. No! Netflix canceled Mr. Iglesias. I'm so upset. Fuck you, Netflix. Anyway, I was kind of disappointed when Circle of Life didn't start playing, and then it transitions to like two different scenic shots. Gorgeous, by the way. And then you move to legs and water, like big tree trunk legs, and camera zooms out, and you see the Camarasaurs. There's the, there were three, and it was just a beautiful shot. It was a beautiful shot. Visually, it is. I'm going to drop this bombshell right now. This is the best Jurassic has looked since the original film. I'll go more in detail about this in the Jurassic episode. One of two. Yeah, I'm doing two Jurassic episodes. More on that later. Um, as much as I enjoyed Jurassic World and Fallen Kingdom, the visuals of those films, like the CGI was like for a lot of the shots, T-Rex especially, it didn't look as good. It doesn't look as good. Now, they fixed that, and I'll get to that in a minute. First, I want to tell you about what the dinosaurs they did. So you see the Camarasaurs. Then it moves to a herd of Pseudoceratops, which is a variety of like Triceratops. They have like bull horns and no horn on the nose. They were featured in the little short clip Battle at Big Rock 2 years ago. And they had it in Jurassic World Evolution, and that has become one of my must-haves in the game. But you see a herd of at least 100 just casually walking together through a river, including a baby, which is so cute. But one of the things they had there was a Pseudoceratops just casually, like, lying in the water. You know, just like kind of giving itself a bath. And it was a subtle thing they did, but it looked so good. Like, it felt natural. And I appreciated that. Then it transitioned to Ankylosaur, which is like the armored ones with the club tail. What? Oh, yeah. Yeah, Mr. Glacier is canceled. I'm sad. But. And then. We see the first dinosaur that has feathers. I hate that everyone is saying that every single dinosaur had feathers just because, you know, they're ancestors to chickens, than modern day birds. I don't buy into the feathers theory. I will say that some of them might have, like the smaller species. Hell, there was one bird called Archaeopteryx, which, like, it looked like a raptor, but it was a bird. Uh, it was like if this is a raptor, here's the Archaeopteryx, so it's a little smaller. But I don't think that every single dinosaur had feathers, especially like the big carnivores. Like the biggest ones I keep getting are Velociraptors, T-Rex, and a lot of the smaller ones. And I hate that people are making a big fuss that T-Rex. Oh, T-Rex had feathers. I don't think it did. It might have had a few quills, like the Jurassic Park 3 Velociraptors, the males, but People are saying like it had like feathers all on its neck and going down. I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. I could be wrong. I'm not a paleontologist. But the first dinosaur we see that had feathers was the Oviraptor, which, contradicting everything I just said, I'm not opposed to it having feathers. Let's see if I can do something real quick. And the whole thing about the Oviraptor was it literally, like, it was an egg eater. It stole eggs from dinosaurs and ate it. See if I can find a picture of it from the. No, can't find it. But oh yeah, I can. There it is. Well, the head. Well, the body, not the head. But anyway, it don't matter. Now I'll just bring up a picture of the Oviraptor, just in general. Let's see, give me the large. This is one thing I should have done in for all the other animals. And I'll. No, that's a good picture because that's also from another dinosaur film that people should be well aware of. Hold on a sec. Image. I will show you. This bad boy. This is the Oviraptor. And any Disney fans will recognize the screenshot from the 1999 Disney film Dinosaur. So, yeah. That was really cool. But you saw the Oviraptor walking up to a nest and stealing an egg and cracking into it and eating the filling. But then, you saw another feathered creature. If I can find the pictures, because I have so many pictures saved. Okay, and I've actually done this in the past, so. This shot right here. We then transition to this shot right here. Moros intrepidus is the name of the small dinosaur right there. And it is picking the meat out of, like, from between the teeth of a bigger carnivore in the same style that white birds do for crocodiles. I actually have a picture of art that was the inspiration for that shot. If I can find it. There it is. And plus you get to see the big boy. Meet Giganotosaurus. The dinosaur that is heavily rumored to being the, I guess you could say, big bad of Jurassic World Dominion, in the same vein of Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park 3 and Indominus in Jurassic World. You see the Moro intrepidus picking the meat out of the teeth of the Giganotosaurus, and then you hear a low bellowing growl, which causes the Moro to, scamper off. Then Giganotosaurus stands up and, is standing above an iguanodon, which is one of my favorite herbivores. Going back to the Disney movie Dinosaur, Aladar, the main character, he's an iguanodon. And the Giganotosaurus is kind of looming over it, looking like, oh, you're about to be my lunch. Then you see a foot, like something walk up behind the iguanodon. Camera pans up, and it's a Tyrannosaurus Rex. With feathers. Oh, I forgot about the Quetzalcoatlus. Yeah, you see a group of Quetzalcoatlus just chilling in the water. Which Quetzalcoatlus is like the biggest flying animal ever to be discovered. And I know I'm saying that name wrong. Oops. But Giganotosaurus and T-Rex get in a fight. And it's a repeat of Jurassic Park 3. I'm not going to say what, but there's a clear winner. And Giganotosaurus is bigger, so. And then the camera cuts to a woods area with helicopters flying, and the caption 65 million years later. And some helicopters are hunting the T-Rex, Rexy, through a jungle. And there's several fantastic shots of just her eye running through the running through the forest, focusing on just that part of her. And visually, that was just gorgeous. And then slowly, suddenly the camera pans to a drive-in theater. And, there's a lot of cars parked there watching the movie. Well, specifically watching a little animation for, hey, go to the concession stand, buy our food. And this kid's walking back with a big bucket of popcorn. Suddenly you hear the iconic boom, boom. And the kid slowly looks up and no one's paying attention. Until she steps in front of the screen. And I have to show this because going back to what I said earlier about the oh wow, that's a big shot. About the visuals not looking as good in Jurassic World and Dominion. This is the shot of the T-Rex in Dominion. And to me, compared to World and Dominion, that is the best the T-Rex has looked. The T-Rex didn't look as good in The Lost World, didn't look as good in Jurassic Park 3. Sure as hell didn't look that good in World and Fallen Kingdom, though Fallen Kingdom had a good shot of her. But she was really skinny. And in here, she has, her chunk back. And, there's a lot of various shots of her running, knocking over cars. And, it was just amazing. And then it cuts to, you get 3 shots, 3 different scenes. You get Like Gallimimus running down a road in the dark. You get a shot of the battle at Big Rock from a different angle of the Allosaurus attacking the camper. And the final shot is, of course, the Mosasaur popping out of the water, grabbing a cage of fish from fishermen. And then you have the logo, like the Jurassic World logo encased in amber. I forget what it says, but it basically says June 2022. And that was the scene. Visually, like I kept saying, this is the best Jurassic has looked since Park, like the 93 film. This looked better than World and Kingdom. And knowing what I know is in the film and what they're doing, I cannot wait to see it. I already couldn't wait to see it because, it's Jurassic Park's my favorite film. And dinosaurs are my thing. But Dominion, if everything is done right, oh my god. That's IMAX day one. I will take off streaming that night to go see that movie in IMAX day one. So, if I had to give it a rating, because this is a review, I have to go with 8.5 out of 10. Yo, just stopping by to show some love. It's scary movie night with my lady, so I'm going to get back to that. I'll leave your stream. I appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. When you say scary movie night, are you talking like the scary movie franchise, or are you talking about like horror movie? But either way, hope y'all have fun. I like seeing all the little avatars popping around down beneath the camera. That's really cool. Horror movies. There you go. What's the flick choice tonight? Answer this question, then I'll shut up. Don't want to keep you from your horror night. Ooh, The Curse of La Llorona. I've heard of that. Hi, same here. Dropping in to say hi. Thank you. Hope you're all doing well tonight. Having a good Saturday. Having a safe 4th of July weekend. If you have plans tonight, please be careful. Hope you're having a good stream. So far, I'm just blabbing my mouth off, dude. There's no real gameplay right now, but I will be playing some more Mass Effect Andromeda later. Just doing side quests. I'm just going to knock out some of the side quests tonight. Just get them done. And then Monday... The plan is to beat Mass Effect Andromeda by Wednesday, at the latest. So, I want to knock out some of the side quests tonight. Let's see, we got Raichu. We got Articuno. We got Eevee. We got... Crap! What is that one called? Not the turtle. I don't know what the turtle is. Sneasel. Sneasel. No, is that Sneasel? Yes. Yeah, we got Sneasel. And Biggie can't... What is Biggie's? Oh, Storm! That's cool. And then whatever Stream Elements has. But yeah, I give it a 8.5, potentially 9 out of 10. The T-Rex did have feathers on it. Like, it had, like, fuzzy feathers. But honestly, it didn't look bad. It honestly didn't look bad. It just... It's taking some getting used to. But it's got me more hyped for that film than I've ever been. And I was already super excited for the film. But like I was saying earlier, I'm going to be doing a Jurassic Park franchise discussion later on down the road. I wanted to save that for May next year, when we'll have 2 more seasons of Camp Cretaceous. We'll have Jurassic World Evolution 2, and we'll have the trailers for Dominion leading up to Dominion coming out in June. But one thought that I had, and a friend of mine seconded it, the idea. Go ahead and do one now. Discuss what's already out, and then sometime around May, do another one. Only include everything we've seen in the meantime. So we'll see what happens there. I just really want to talk Jurassic. I just really want to talk Jurassic. But yeah. F9. What is the thing? One thing these movies always do is they always... It feels like they're playing a game with themselves with each Fast and Furious movie they make. And that game is... How much crazier can we get compared to the last film? And... they get crazy. Driving through minefields in the middle of a jungle in sports cars, avoiding destruction and detonation, swinging on a rope from a bridge that was destroyed, over a canyon, crashing and rolling, and the driver and passenger not having a scratch on them. And then just... It's a good thing I classify these films as stupid, campy, fun action films. These are films that are not meant to be taken seriously. And... it was fun. Like, the movie was good. I'm not saying it was bad. Proud to say I haven't watched any of the Fast and Furious. Sarah, this is the, there it is, sound bits. There you go. Like I said at the beginning of this, I'm not a car person. I'm not big on that scene. But I enjoy those films for what they are, like fun action films. So I just wanted to do a little discussion about F9 and the Jurassic World preview. To kind of test out the talking. I really want to get more people in on future episodes. That way it's not just me blabbering and just... But, F9 was good. Like, don't take it seriously. Take it for what it is. It was a good time. I think my friend had more fun watching my reaction than the movie itself. Because I'm sitting there watching the movie and I'm like... Ow. But, it was fun. Oh! Mommy, you changed yours to a, Stantler? It's a Rudolph! But, yeah. It was fun. John Cena was in it. He was the bad guy. That was weird. And his fight with Vin Diesel wasn't all that great. Like, it wasn't on par with Vin Diesel versus The Rock and all the other fights that they've had in the film franchise. But the story, like, behind, like, Cena's character's motivations And the reason Mia's in it and Brian's not was an easy write off. But how are you going to have Brian in it with Paul Walker's on it? Simple. You have his brothers come in and play his role for him, which they're going to do, unfortunately. But whatever. Um, Earlier I was saying that Tyrese and Ludacris's characters were two of my favorites because of the dynamic between those two, and they're hilarious. Like they're funnier than ever. And then, from a critical perspective, which installment is the best in your opinion? Are you talking Fast and Furious? To me, overall, I enjoy Fast and Furious, which is number 4, is to me the most underrated. I enjoy the story. I like the action, and the humor in it is a little bit more subtle than what we get now. Sarah's showing me around. Have fun with the sounds. Fast Five is where where the franchise launches from strictly like focusing on street racing to more action adventure heist films, which is more my style. Uh, so Fast Five's obviously up there, and Fast and Furious 6 to me is just an overall better film. Uh, and then Hobbs and Shaw, which is the spin-off featuring The Rock, Jason Statham, and Idris Elba. Overall, it's just a better movie than most of the Fast and Furious films. It's just more entertaining. But the important thing about these films is they don't take themselves seriously. But they really focus on loyalty with family, which is one thing I do appreciate. Like, I don't have friends, I got family. Like, I like that. I like that a lot. So, that's my answer. Let it be said here, I'm not a professional reviewer. This is just my personal take on films. That's what all these podcasts are. I know it's Codpast, but I'm like, this is just like, I love talking about movies. I love talking about video games. I love talking about like like the anime that I like. I just like talking about stuff because it's a passion of mine, and stuff I love, and I love talking with people about it. After seeing F9, can you rank all 10? Yes. Down the list from lowest to highest, Tokyo Drift, which this list might change after I rewatch the films later. But where we sit right now, it is Tokyo Drift, which is 3, Too Fast, Too Furious, Fate of the Furious, F9, Furious 7, The Fast and the Furious, Fast 5, The Fast and the Furious. I think I already said that one. Fast and Furious 6. No, I did say Fast and Furious. The Fast and Furious. Oh, I'm going to do it this way because it's easier. This is easier. That is my ranking. Tokyo Drift, Too Fast, Too Furious, Fate of the Furious, F9, Furious 7, The Fast and the Furious, Fast and Furious. Oh my god, that's a. Looking at the list and just listing them off like that is crazy. But yeah, it's a good franchise if you don't take it seriously. Yeah, I think I gave when I was talking to my friend. I think I gave F9 6.5 or 7 out of 10. So yeah, Fast and Furious, fun franchise. Don't take it seriously. There are 2 films left plus spin-offs in the works, so we'll see how that turns out. Now, that's all I was going to talk about. But earlier today, I watched another movie. I watched The Tomorrow War on Amazon Prime. You know, the movie with Chris Pratt, Yvonne. I can't say her last name because, yeah. And J.K. Simmons. It's the movie where, does these group of people come from the future and say, "We're losing a war with the aliens, come help us." I thought that was a really good movie. Um, like visually, some of the stuff could have been done a little bit better. Like like the teleportation, like how they transfer, like teleport from, like between time and time. Wasn't exactly my favorite, but at the same time, it was a unique take on it. Their explanation of time travel was not that bad. Don't ask me to get scientific because this brain doesn't do science. But the way they explained it is you go back in time, like they have the technology in the future. They go back in time, and apparently it's impossible to like cause like breaks from the timeline. The way they explain it is like you have time is a river, and you have 2 boats, past, future, and you can only go back and forth. You can only hop between each boat, but like there's a lot more to it. But I thought that was interesting. Let's see how Shady's doing over here. But it wasn't a bad explanation for time travel. I've heard worse. But I liked it. Like the action was on point. It had some moments that were actually kind of like suspenseful and horror esque. The It had a few funny moments. Like the comedy was subtle. I say comedy. The humor was subtle, and it had several emotional scenes. Like I thought it was a really well done film. It kind of got a little crazy at the end, but it wasn't bad. It was a very enjoyable movie. Chris Pratt and Yvonne had like I love the chemistry between them. I'm not gonna say who she plays, so because that's a fun little dynamic. So if you have Amazon Prime and you like sci-fi movies, give the Tomorrow War a watch. It is well worth it. And I actually give that like an 8 out of 10. Uh, yeah. So I think that's all the talking I'm going to do. Uh, if that felt weird, like just rambling on, I'm sorry. Like this is my second attempt at like just talking about something, and it's my first time actively reviewing something. This was all freeform. I think my next review, I'm gonna write it first, and then kind of do the discussion like this, but have those up as points. I'm not gonna like read it word for word because that's boring. And yeah, the other thing is, I, believe it or not, I have stage fright. So talking in front of people trips me up, and it doesn't help that I have, what is it, like my mouth works faster than my brain does. Like my brain will start processing a thought, and before the thought is finished, the mouth is saying what I'm thinking. So that's fun. But yeah, I hope this wasn't too bad. I know it wasn't the best, but I hope it wasn't the worst thing you've listened to. And if it was, I'll improve. I'll get better. I hope. But I think that's going to be the end of the Codpast for tonight. And we're going to move into some Mass Effect. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop the stream and then immediately start it back up. We're not people, we're family. Hey. Mama, you gets it. And there's the fireworks. Alright. So give me just a second, guys.